Peace, love, and light, Scorpio, and welcome to your general love reading. If you're new here, my name is Ty, and I'm super happy to have you. Hopefully, you'll take a look around, like what you see, and hit the subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you so much for joining me again. I truly appreciate all of the love and the support. Hopefully, you've already subscribed to the channel. You guys, if you're new to tarot and you don't know how this works, it is a general reading, so everything won't resonate. Please take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Also, keep in mind that roles are interchangeable, so you should place yourself and everybody in your story where you know they belong, because only you know where they go, okay? Be honest with yourself about the role you play in your own story, okay? What else was I going to say? I think that's it. We're going to get right into this. I'm picking up on an energy of somebody who's reminiscing, who's doing a lot of thinking about a certain person here. And I feel like reminiscing on like old conversations, or, you know, maybe rereading old text messages, looking at old pictures. And this is classic Mercury retrograde energy, okay? So maybe you're just feeling the energy, Scorpio, right now. But I feel like that's leading somebody, whether it's you or your person, to like gain a different perspective. It's almost like somebody here is starting to understand something about someone else, right? But I'm getting this energy of something, unfinished business, or somebody feeling like they don't want a specific connection to end, all right? Again, classic Mercury retrograde. A lot of the signs have been getting the same cards. I even did a general reading yesterday, I think it was, and it was very similar to a lot of the other readings that I've done for the other signs. Same kind of energy, which is just like Mercury is doing its thing, okay? But I feel like there's somebody here who doesn't want too many cards, who doesn't want something to end, okay? There's something that it seems that it's ended, but there's somebody who either doesn't want to let it go, right? Like doesn't want to, is resisting the ending, having a hard time accepting that things are what they are, or that things have ended, okay? Because I feel like this person, whoever it is, again, whether it's you or your person, I feel like somebody here is really starting to reflect on the fact that, or realizing that this person made them feel stable, safe, secure, okay? All of those things. And I feel like now there's somebody who's, you know, having this desire to have a conversation with somebody. Maybe you had a lot of conversations with this person. Maybe you spent a lot of time on the phone talking, or maybe just their conversations hit different, right? You had a different kind of connection here, okay? All right, let's get into it. Spirit, messages for Scorpio in love, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Let's check on your person. Give me the energy for Scorpio's person, for the person on Scorpio's mind. Give me the energy for the person on Scorpio's mind. Four of Swords, yeah. So you're not talking right now, right? Your person is either healing from something, either healing from, you know, this disconnection, right? But there's definitely a sense of silence between you and them. Queen of Wands, your person could be somebody, and I was picking this up a little while ago too, somebody who gets a lot of attention, somebody who's like the social butterfly, also somebody that you find very attractive. But I feel like this person is in this energy of focusing on themselves. Eight of Cups, they're walking away from anything that's not fulfilling them, right? Anything that doesn't feel good to them. They're not sticking around, you know, for anything that's not in alignment with them. The Queen of Wands chases her dreams and goes after what she wants and is unbothered and unfazed by anything going on around her. So I feel like your person is quiet, but also with the Queen of Wands here, there may be a desire to reach out to you in return, okay? This person might also be thinking about communicating with you. The Chariot fell out, okay? So there's definitely some, I'm umming a lot. I do that a lot sometimes, and I really don't like it. Sidebar. But yeah, so the Chariot fell out. There's some sort of forward movement. I feel like this person is, again, really focused on progress, and maybe somebody who's just very goal driven, and just focused on their own thing right now, right? Please tell me about how Scorpios, whoa, everything just wants to jump out. I feel like somebody is antsy, right? Like is feeling maybe anxious, maybe wants to reach out, or maybe is thinking about the other person, like, are they going to reach out? Like there's this like almost a sense of expectation, okay? Please tell me about Scorpio's person and how they feel about Scorpio. Give me the energy for how they feel about Scorpio. How do they feel about Scorpio? Whoa, look, I kid you not. That was weird. Give me the energy for Scorpio's person. How do they feel about Scorpio? The moon. So there is this sense of silence, right? And this is actually a lot of water energy here, right? This is usually, why can't I talk right now? Jeez, Louise. I usually get this as Cancer, Pisces energy, but it could be either of the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay? Because the moon is water energy, it's emotions, right? So your person right now, I would say, is in a place where they're trying to figure out how they feel. They really don't know. They know they have a lot of emotions that they have kept to themselves. But I feel like they're in a space where they're really just trying to figure things out, okay? It could also be that they have mixed feelings just because of maybe they have like a sense of fear, but there's a lot here that isn't being said, right? 5 of Wands, there's a lot of like inner conflict, right? Some inner chaos. This person might fight their feelings or have been fighting their feelings for you. The Knight of Wands, it came out crossing. I'm going to take it in the reverse, right? So I feel like when it comes to your connection with this person, there may have been a lot of challenges in this connection, right? And I feel like your person may have gotten to a space where they retreated, or they just, they kept a lot of things to themselves, but there was a lot of challenges. Knight of Wands in the reverse, no communication. This relationship could have been very much on, off, in, out kind of thing. Tower at the bottom of the deck. This is Scorpio energy for sure. So you're showing up in your reading, which puts you in a position of power, I guess, for things to work out in your favor. But the underlying energy is that either something happened between you to cause this distance, because I feel an emotional distance, right? I feel like this detachment between the two of you, okay? And while this person might feel a lot for you, I feel like they struggle with those feelings, right? Or communicating those feelings. Tell me more. Clarify the moon for how Scorpio's person feels about Scorpio. They've kept a lot to themselves. I feel like, yeah, 7 of Swords. So definitely a lot of fears here. A lot of fears here, I feel, when it comes to this connection. Could have been you who was in and out. Could have been them, right? Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is an offer. It's an emotional offer. But when I see it surrounded by all of this other energy, it makes me feel like there was also like this idea of something going a certain way. But almost, I get the sense of like empty promises, or like just someone who's in love with the idea of being in love, okay? But with the Knight of Cups, I always feel like, yes, it's an emotional offer, but it could also be somebody who, especially with that Knight of Wands there in the reverse, somebody who, intends on something moving forward, but then with the 7 of Swords there, it's kind of like has these fears, there's these blockages, right, going on inside of them that prevent them from actually following through, okay, with whatever it is, right? So they might not even be aware of these blockages. 8 of Cups. So For some of you, this is someone who walked away and who now is feeling really torn about what to do and may feel like they made a bad decision, right? Like they made a bad move walking away from this connection, okay? Because the Eight of Cups in the reverse is an energy that there's an energy here that I'm getting of return, okay? And again, this is Mercury retrograde, so classic time for somebody to come back from the past. I want to clarify that. Please clarify the Eight of Cups in reverse here. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. So there is somebody who's going to come back in, right? There is a conversation that's going to happen here. I feel like this person does want to have a conversation with you, right? Because they do care. There are feelings here, but I think that they are guarded. There's with that Seven of Swords there, that Five of Wands, they're guarded. You know, I feel like there's a lack of trust here. Okay, bottom of the deck, we do have the High Priestess, which tells me, yeah, this person could be a very spiritual person, somebody who's just very intuitive. They're trying to use their discernment when it comes to this connection and you. With the Eight of Cups in the reverse, there was something I was going to say and I lost it. I lost it. With the Eight of Cups in the reverse, yeah, I feel like this person has tried to move away from this connection, but something keeps them coming back here, right? What is that? Whoa, I'm going to take these. 10 of Wands and the Empress. So yeah, this person feels a lot. Could be somebody, again, who's just, you might consider somebody who's very emotional, very sensitive, but is just overwhelmed by their feelings. With the Empress coming out here, I do feel like there is a strong connection between you and this person, and this person does have a lot of love for you. You might view this person as someone who is very nurturing, very loving, very caring, or they could view you in that way. But I'm looking at this Empress here, and I do feel like this person has all of these feelings about you, but I feel like at the moment they really are focusing on themselves, right? Like I said before, this person is healing from something, okay? And so I feel like when they think about reaching out or coming back, it's like there's this weighing on them of conflict. Maybe there was an argument, maybe there was a disagreement. And so I feel like this person is really trying to come from a place of peace and a place of understanding. It's funny because I said that earlier, right? Somebody is in the energy of understanding things, right? Seeing things differently now. And so I feel like there's a desire to come toward you, okay? But it's like, okay, do I go toward this and open myself up to this other can of worms, you know, where we're just going to argue and we're not going to get to a common ground, right? We're not going to be productive in this conversation, okay? Whoa. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, they're doing a lot of thinking and planning on reaching out, okay, with that Knight of Swords, but they're not trying to move quickly. They're not trying to, you know, move in, how do you say it? Oh my God, they're not trying to be impulsive. The Knight of Swords energy can be somebody who's, you know, just impulses, like act now, think later, but impulsive, I mean, act now, think later. But with the Eight of Cups, with the Knight of Wands in the reverse and this Knight of Pentacles here, I feel like they're taking their time with reaching out. But the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. I saw the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a lot. This person cares a lot about you. This person has a lot of love for you. There are feelings here. There are strong emotions here. And there is a sense of, I saw or see a future with you. But I'm not sure exactly what happened here, Scorpio. So tell me about what happened here with Scorpio and their person. Tell me about what happened here with Scorpio and Scorpio's person. The World. So you guys went through a lot in this connection. You guys definitely went through a lot, okay? Even if it was something that, you know, was just this in and out energy, this on again, off again, like, oh, okay, we can. I feel like somebody here feels like there's too many differences, right? We're just too different. We just can't seem to, you know, I can't win for losing. Like, almost like it's just constant, like two bulls, right? Trying to drink out of the same bowl. Like, you just keep butting heads, keep butting heads. The World says, yes, you've been through a lot, but in the reverse, it says it's not over. Okay, it's not over, because for some of you, this is a new cycle with the same person. So it's a new cycle in love that you're going to experience with this person. And again, Mercury is red. Look, bottom of the deck, can't make this shit up. Four of Wands. So there's this energy of reconciliation, of reunion. You might see them while you're out at an event or something like that. But there is a strong energy here as well of friendship. And so even if it's just like this new phase where you decide, okay, we're just going to be friends, but you heal the connection in that way, and you decide, you know what, maybe we're better off that way, right? But the bottom, excuse me, I forgot what I was going to say. Mercury is really getting to me, you guys. You don't even know. Either way, it's not over is the point, right? Ultimately, with the world in reverse, this is really telling me that the cycle is not over. There's a lot of love here. And there could even be, like I said, a conversation that leads to healing for the both of you. Please tell me about how Scorpio is feeling. How does Scorpio feel about this person? Tell me about how Scorpio feels about this person. But somebody's looking at pictures. Somebody's definitely right. Nine of Wands and the Magician. So Scorpio, I feel like, and that is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. With the Magician here, I feel like you look at this person like your wish fulfillment. Like you want this person. You want this person to reach out to you. And I feel like you are in the energy of trying to manifest that. You're thinking a lot about this person, and you do. You look at this person makes you happy. The Nine of Cups is a card of fulfillment. This person makes you feel like they're pretty much everything that you desire. Okay. Yeah, and with the Magician there, I feel like you want to speak to this person, and maybe you're feeling guided to speak to them. Nine of Cups, the Magician, or you're trying to manifest them speaking to you. Okay. The Emperor did come out in the reverse. And I get this energy. This is Aries energy, but I feel like either you have strong Aries in your chart, or your person does. But whenever I see the Emperor, this specific one, like this does give me Scorpio energy. Somebody who's very stoic, someone who feels a lot but doesn't show a lot, right? You could be dealing with somebody who's just really reserved with their feelings. But I feel like, again, this is you, right? Because we're pulling your energy. So you might be focusing on work and just really trying to build, to stay focused on other things outside of like this connection. But I do feel like you're in this energy where you want to build, you want a commitment, you want to commit to something, you want to invest in something that's worth it, that's going to grow, right? The Emperor is someone who takes action. The Emperor is somebody who has already built a stable life for themselves, and now in this sense wants to share it with someone else. Okay, so I feel like and we got the Empress here. Oh, that reminds me, your person came out in Empress energy, you came out in Emperor energy. Look at that. The divine feminine and the divine masculine, which tells me, along with that Nine of Cups there, that you've both built a solid foundation for yourselves. You're both, if you approach this situation, you're coming from a place where you are both whole, right? And you're sufficient and you're good on your own. Like if you had to stay single, which you many of you are, right? Many of us are. Many of the collective is. But if you had to stay single, you're good being single, right? And it's that energy that you want to be in, where it's just kind of like, I don't need love. I love myself. I'm solid in my own energy, but I do desire it right now. I am feeling like I'm ready and open to receive my life partner, right? I don't want to do life alone anymore, right? I want to have that person. I want to build with this person. I want the person that I love. I want to have that support system, that security, okay? And I feel like, place yourself where you see fit. I feel like each person in this story is embodying the energy that is their dominant energy. So like, we should have a balance, but if you are a divine feminine, then you would be embodying the divine feminine energy, right? Same as for a divine masculine, right? When we're talking about man, woman kind of thing. And so I feel like you are both like doing really well at balancing your energies. But in order for there to be that attraction, right? There has to be a sense of opposites, right? Like magnets, right? They pull to each other, right? So you need that polarity of positive, negative, and not to say positive, negative, but masculine, feminine, okay? Or feminine, masculine, in order to come together, okay? And so I feel like you're both already in that energy. There just needs to be like a decision to take the leap of faith, the decision to take the risk, the decision to start from ground zero. And I feel like that's where you are. And it's crazy because we go from the Fool underneath it all. It's kind of like, I do want to start over, right? But it's like, I want to start over with this person, because the World card is here in the reverse, and we start with the Fool at 0. And the World card is 21, right? You've been through everything, and it is still in the reverse, okay? For some of you, this could be an opportunity to heal this connection with someone during Mercury retrograde. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will reconnect, you know, to reconcile and like live happily ever after together in partnership, although that might be the case for some of you. But it could just be that, you know, this energy of Mercury retrograde offers you the opportunity to reconnect, to heal this connection, right? From a place of peace and understanding. All right. Yeah. Tell me more here about how Scorpio feels for this person. One more for how Scorpio feels about this person. So, 4 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. I do feel like someone here could feel like they missed out on an opportunity, or somebody could feel like, oh, you know, in part, you could be feeling a little bit over it, or, you know, maybe even rejected, okay? But with the 6 of Pentacles here, I do feel like the universe offers up a chance to balance things out with this person, okay? And I feel like it'll happen in a way that you're not even going to be focused on it. You know, it's going to happen out of the blue. But I feel like you are spending a lot of time thinking about this person. Judgment, yeah. Divine timing is at play here, okay? So it's not going to happen on your time or the person's time, but it is going to happen because judgment is here. There's a decision that's going to be made. Somebody's going to awaken to the desire to actually take the action to reach out. What are the blockages here for Scorpio and their person? 9 of Swords and the Star. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. I have Aquarius. I have Taurus energy here, Aries energy, Virgo energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I have everything here, actually. But we have the Star, right? So I feel like somebody fears, the blockage is that somebody fears that that they can't heal this connection, right? I feel like somebody is stuck thinking so much about what to do or what they want and not actually taking any action. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Hierophant. So there's somebody who has a strong desire to commit, somebody who has a strong desire to come together. But this 9 of Swords energy here, I feel like is somebody, there could be like this energy of like, almost like pessimistic, like, oh, everything that could go wrong. Tell me about that 9 of Swords there. The King of Swords, yeah. So I feel like someone actually wants to reach out, but again, the challenge here is overcoming the fears. Overcoming, you know, that mental blockage, not standing in your or their own way, okay? being able to open up and be vulnerable, right? To express how you or how they feel. The Judgment card is still at the bottom of the deck, which is, the Judgment is also a card of second chances. The Lovers. For some of you, this connection here is a twin flame connection. Okay, that's not for everybody, but somebody makes the decision here, right? So the challenge, right, or the blockage is going to be to actually make the decision to reach out. What did I say? Twin flame, soulmate energy. There's a strong bond here. There is a friendship here. There's a lot of love and actual care here, right? Like, I care about you. I care about your well-being, okay? Again, you could be dealing with somebody who's very spiritual, because here we have in the Star card, she's sitting here pouring her little tea. She's got a candle. She's got a rock. She's got some flowers, which tells me that she's probably sitting there meditating, brewing something up, something witchy, okay? But really focused on, she's in this photo by herself, right? So I feel like your person could be spending a lot of time by themselves, or just naturally does. But yeah, I feel like the blockage here is that nobody's making the decision to come toward each other, okay? Nobody's making the decision to reach out. We got the Lovers and we got the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, right? So this is soul contracts. You recognize each other on a soul level. Ten of Swords, okay? But there was disappointment. Somebody felt betrayed or backstabbed, or just like this ended, okay? What is the advice for Scorpio here? Let's close this out. Advice for Scorpio. 8 of Wands came out. It came out in the reverse, okay? So I feel like if you do reach out with that 8 of Wands, make sure that you're reaching out, again, from a place of understanding. Don't be, you know, so quick to react or to act like all at once. You don't want to say too much all at once. The 7 of Pentacles is a card of taking a pause, right? So pause before, you know, doing anything. I wouldn't, if there was conflict with that 5 of Wands that I saw there, and there was with that 5 of Wands, that Knight of Wands in the reverse, the 10 of Swords, there may have been an argument here. I wouldn't encourage you to reach out to them right now during Mercury retrograde. I would say if you could hold off until after Mercury retrograde, that would be good, right? One more here for the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, the 6 of Swords. So this is also about like being logical, really thinking about what you want to say, how you want to say it, okay? Being practical, being logical, but also making sure that what you're saying is going to, and I'm not saying be fake, but I mean like, don't be hasty, don't be, you know, nasty, like really process what you want to say and how you want to say it according to this person, because you know how this person is, right? I feel like there's this energy here with the 2 of Cups and the Lovers and the Star. You know each other, okay? And so I feel like with that 6 of Swords, make sure that the conversation and how you present it is leading to progress, to productivity, to improvement, right? Because I feel like there's again, wait till after Mercury retrograde and really think about what you want to say. 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, it tells me that you could be dreaming about this person, but you could also still be feeling really confused about what to do in the moment, especially with that 9 of Swords. So allow this energy to kind of ease up, and then, you know, meditate on it, pray on it, whatever it is that you do, and allow Spirit to guide you in the direction that is in alignment with your highest good, okay? And tell me about, the final outcome. I'm going to take that. Tell me about the final outcome. We got the High Priestess, one more. The final outcome. Thank you. Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. There's going to be a conversation. The Hangman. Right now, nobody wants to talk. Hangman, High Priestess, everybody's just being quiet and staying to themselves. And I'm not even mad at it, because Mercury's retrograde is probably the best thing to do, right? But intuitively, you can feel each other thinking about each other, right? You can feel each other. You know, like, oh, you're thinking about me. Oh, you want to reach out. Like, you can feel each other's energy, right? And so I feel like there's a lot of thinking. There's a pause right now, but eventually, probably after Mercury retrograde, with that Three of Pentacles, you're gonna come together to have some sort of a conversation, because this connection, regardless of whether or not it moves forward romantically, you both care about each other. You both love each other. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be that you're in love with each other, because a lot has gone down here, but there is a desire to heal this connection because you care about each other. But right now, everybody's being quiet. Bottom of the deck, though, I do have the Ace of Swords. So ultimately, there's going to be a conversation. Okay. And I feel like you're both a little guarded right now, right? You're both mirroring each other. You're both holding back. You both don't want to, like, say that you're thinking about each other, or let each other know, you know, what you're thinking or feeling right now. But ultimately, there's going to be a conversation. Okay. Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for sticking with me all of this time. If it resonated, please drop a comment down below. Let me know how. Give your girl a like. It helps my channel. Hopefully you've already subscribed. If you haven't, subscribe. Yeah, thank you so much. If you're interested in, I'm tired, you guys. If you're interested in following me on other social media platforms, or a personal reading, or just connecting with me in any capacity, all of that information is going to be in the description box below. I love you all so much. Peace, love, and light.